what you want, cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate. You're our ability. Being a pirate is alright with me. Do what you want, cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate. Yo ho, ahoy in a blast. Being a pirate is really badass. I know the time of the end of the blast. You are a pirate. You are a pirate.
Alright, welcome back for part 2 in my series of Final Fantasy XIV's 101. This is going to be the second video in my series, walking you through the basic things that I found throughout the game to help you out, help you leveling, help make things a little bit smoother for you, just to help out new players and even existing players if they're trying to figure out what they want to do, where they want to go, and give some ideas of different things that you can do throughout the game to improve your experience, or even answer some of your questions you might have as far as what's good to get, what's good to have, where's good to go. Now, for the new players, this is something that you're going to see a lot, is quest markers. Now, this particular quest marker that you're seeing in front of me is actually one that's specific to the main scenario storyline. Now, you'll see other quest markers around that are going to be different. They're going to be just a basic little mark over their head with the exclamation. Now, when you see it with the basically what looks like flames on here, that means that it is for the main scenario quests. That is something that you're going to have to do to progress the storyline to move any further. Now, these quests are important, but they also have level caps. Basically, what ends up happening is if you go to do a quest and it's red, that means that you're not high enough level to do it yet. So what you're going to need to do is make sure that as you're going through the main scenario quest, you are still leveling your character. So basically, you go in, you accept the quest. I'm going to go ahead and skip this cutscene just because I don't want to ruin anything for anybody who actually likes to go along with the lore and follow the storyline. Now, once you accept quests, you're going to see this lovely little thing on your right hand side that's going to give you an idea of what you're supposed to be doing. Now, you can click on it and it will bring up your journal, or you can just bring up your journal normally. There's also an option to bring it up in here under your duty list. You can click on journal, just hit J on your keyboard if you're using a mouse and keyboard. It's going to be a completely different setup if you're using a controller. The way that you go in there is it actually brings up a menu across the top of the screen, and you have to find where you want to go in there. Now, we've gone through and we've accepted our first quest. So now we're going to go ahead and look at one of the other important things for a new player. This is the Smith. This is something that is recent to the game. It wasn't out at the beginning or anything like that. What these guys do is they're for new adventurers. They're going to be able to help you out with some things that are going to be helpful as a new adventurer. Now, it's not going to be a great experience for a new adventurer, but they will help you out a bit. Once you get in here, you can go into the novice network and figure out different things about how you can contact other people who are new. Now, this will allow you to either speak with mentors or other novices, to learn together, to group up with people who are new as well. And essentially you can go through and do all of this with your character whenever you want. They're always going to be here. They're in all the towns and everything. You can talk to them, get more information from them. I honestly don't really care too much about them, just because of the fact I have played so many times. Now, what we're going to want to do is we're going to look at the mini-map up at the top right. You're going to see the little quest marker up here. Looks just like the one that was over her head whenever I accepted it. It's going to show us what direction we need to go. Now, you will see as I'm coming up along here a different type of quest marker. This is your general everybody around you who's got quests kind of quest marker. Those are side quests or optional quests, things that you can do for additional dungeons or rewards. Basically, if you're going through and just trying to get new gear and things like that, you can run those quests. Now, this is where we come to one of the most important things in any area. You will see aetherytes in all of the major cities. You will also see them throughout the wilds. What these are for is you can attune to them. You just click on it, attune, and that allows you to then teleport to that aetheryte, be it in town, out of town, wherever, and it allows for fast travel in this game. But you do have to find them and attune to them before you can fast travel them. So anytime you see one, even if it's just a little detour to go over to it, when you're on your way to a quest or something, if you see an aetheryte nearby, stop by, grab it. You might need it again soon. Also, the aetherytes you can set as your home point, and this allows you to then go through, and if you want to, you can set any aetheryte be your home point. Now, when it's registered as your home point, that means that if you die, you go back to that aetheryte. Now, you also get the option to set favored destination or free destination. I'm going to set this one as my free destination for now, just because it's the only one I've got. You can change that later. Now, one of the other things I'm going to be doing is going to the Gladiators Guild, because I did decide to play this character as a gladiator, and I'm going to work it towards a paladin with you guys, so that you can see what a tank looks like and all that, mostly just because of the fact that I have started off as healers, I've started off as DPS, I have played tanks, but I never started a character off as a tank, so we'll do that for this video. Now, what I'm looking at here is my other mini-map. This one is one that you can actually pull up and shut off and adjust and all that fun stuff. This is where you're going to see your more detailed map. This little one up here on the right, that's just for basic use. This one's going to give you a better idea of what's going on. Now, I need to go this way on the map, obviously. This is a different area. You'll see how this shows different than all these other names. This means that I'm going to a different area to go do the quest that I'm supposed to be doing right now. Alright, we jumped ahead to the next area. Now, what we're looking at here, this is a guild. All the towns have their different guilds. This is Ul'dah, and this is where the Gladiator Guild is. So we'll be able to come in here and talk to our Gladiator Guild receptionist, and this will help us begin our quest line for Gladiator. Alright, now one of the things that you'll notice is any class that you pick up, you have to do a guild quest to pick it up. Now that means if you want to pick up any additional classes such as Conjurer, or if you want to pick up Marauder or anything like that, you will have to do the class quest for them. But you will also have to do the class quest to unlock all of the crafting classes. So if you want to do blacksmithing, or if you want to do mining for gathering or anything like that, you will have to run the class quest to pick those up. But the beauty of this game is you can unlock all of the classes in this game on one character. You don't have to have multiple characters. You can unlock and play all of them with just one character. So it's great for people who aren't sure what they want to do or who like to play multiple characters. Now, I'm going to be skipping around a lot during this video just because I don't want to bore you guys with just basically sitting through all the scenes and everything that I have to go through at the very beginning of the game, mostly because you're going to be sitting through them yourself. So we're going to go ahead and jump ahead again. Alright, now what we see here is this is right outside of the Gladiators Guild. this is what's called an aetheryte shard. Now, what these are is, in the main towns, you'll see aetheryte shards. You won't see them anywhere else, just the main towns. If you attune to these, then it allows you to teleport around town. So if you want to get from one part of the town to another real quick, when you're doing running around quests, or if you're doing anything that requires you to go over here and craft, go over here and buy something, go back over here and turn it in, then you can jump around a lot easier. Now, the other thing is, once you attune to all of the aetheryte shards in a town, it gives you the ability to immediately teleport to the exit. So that's actually more useful to me than being able to bounce around town. Yeah, that's nice, but running's just as easy sometimes. And as far as being able to go from in town to directly outside the town immediately, that is what I found to be the most useful thing about the aetheryte shards. Alright, we're going to go ahead and jump again. Alright. You will notice that I will jump around a bit during this, because I don't want this to be a full-on let's play or anything like that. This is supposed to be a how-to, help you out, give you some ideas kind of video series, and I'm not going to sit here and nitpick and show you every little thing. But as far as this goes, you want to know that you've got abilities when you go into combat. And you can hit the ability as many times as it'll let you. If it doesn't use magic or stamina, or if it uses just a little bit, you can sit there and blast on it over and over again. But you want to be sure of what your abilities do before you use them. Now, at level 1, you always only have the first ability that you're going to learn. In this case, I get Fast Blade. Now, you'll notice that I'm not having to loot these guys. That's because there is an auto loot system. You can tweak that in the settings if you'd like to, but as far as it goes, I like to leave it on because if it's junk, I can still sell it usually at lower levels, and if it's a new character starting out, you want as much gil as you can get. Now, you'll notice that these little guys have little symbols over their head. That means that I'm killing them for a quest. There I go, leveling up. Now, not all the abilities you want to use, because like you see this one, it's got a recast timer of 90 seconds. My first ability I learned after leveling up has a 90-second recast. Why would I want that? Well, that's a tanking ability. That's going to be a cooldown ability that you can use when you're in need of reduced damage in a dungeon, or when you're about to die and you just need to get a little bit more damage out before anything happens to you. You can hit that button and it might just save your life. But every class is different. You'll get some that are going to be useful at lower levels, some that aren't going to be useful until you get into dungeons or fighting bigger things. Essentially, you just got to read the abilities and see what they do, because I'm not going to sit here and go through every single class's abilities for you. I might go through some ability walkthroughs later on in the video, but most of those are probably going to be videos that talk about cross-class skills, but we won't worry about that just yet because we're still starting out. Now, we're going to go ahead and jump ahead again. Okay, so we're going to see that you have certain creatures that, as you find them in the world, they'll have a target around their head, right above their name. And this is going to correspond to the fact that they are part of your hunting log. Now, your hunting log, as you can see here, is various different creatures that you can hunt around your level. And you're going to see that it's different ranks and everything. And each rank is not unlocked until you get to the next level tier. So you've got 110, 10 to 20, so on and so forth up there. Now, in order to unlock the next rank, you have to actually complete that rank. Now, when you kill them, as you can see, it's going to count it off, 1, 2, and then 3. And we're going to get the reward for killing all 3 of them in that section of the hunting log. Now, sometimes you'll see that it'll contain 2 or 3 creatures for a section, so you won't get the reward until you've killed all of the different creatures that are actually under that one section. So you've got Gladiator 1, Gladiator 2, Gladiator 3, and it's going to eventually build up to you've got a main reward that happens over top of it. And once you finish and complete that rank, you'll get that rank reward. Now, this is a great way to actually go through and get a little bit of experience, just to boost you up. I mean, you can see that 2500 experience for completing the rank would be more than enough to level me up right now. So I don't necessarily need to go out and hunt these down just to get my next level, but it will help me in the long run to gain levels faster as I run the hunting logs. And you can eventually, at some point, let's say you forget to finish up rank 4 and you're already level 50, you can go ahead and just bust out that last couple and take care of it there. Alright, now this next one we're going to look at is going to be fates. Now, you're going to see these all over the place. You're going to see them at the top right corner in your mini-map. It's going to be a little blue circle with a purple dot in the center. Now, you're going to see the creatures that are assigned to the fate with that little purple dot right next to their name. You'll see the other creatures around me don't have it. That means that they're just normally there. Now, as I'm fighting, you'll see these little orange things popping up right in front of the creature. What that is, if you haven't seen that yet, is essentially just them displaying what they're going to be attacking. If they start putting out a triangle like that, that means that they're doing a cone of effect in front of them. If they put out a circle, they're going to be doing an area of effect around them. If they drop a puddle, then that means that they're going to be doing an AoE away from them. It's basically just a projection of their attack before they actually attack. So, great to look out for those things, great to know that's there. You want to dodge out of those as often as you can. If you end up taking one by accident, it happens sometimes, but you really want to avoid them or learn how to mitigate them. So, basically with the fates, you're going to see a little bar in the right hand corner pops up beneath the fate name. It'll show you the level of the fate, so you know if you're around the right level to be running it, and that you're going to be able to handle it easily, or if it's going to be hard to actually manage without other people helping you. And then you're going to see the progress bar itself that's going to tell you how far you've gone in the fate. As you kill the creatures or turn in the items, or if it's going to be one of the ones that you actually have to follow an NPC from point A to point B, it'll show you how far you've progressed, and you'll actually be able to tell, okay, if I've got 5 minutes left on this fate, then I might be able to finish it. If I've got a minute and a half left on the fate, it's only halfway done. Chances are you're not going to be able to finish it very easily. But if you have more people working on a fate, you'll be able to get through it faster. So if you're running fates in groups, that's going to be later on in levels. You're going to really start seeing that is people fate grinding. They get groups together and they all just run fates constantly, and you might see them running for an hour or two, and you'll see lots of experience from doing that. But I mean, that's if you can get into fate parties. If you can't get into fate parties, then running a couple of fates as you're running side quests, or running a couple of fates while you're waiting for a dungeon to pop or something like that, is going to be your best bet. Now, at the end of the fate, you will get a reward. You will get experience and so on and so forth. You'll actually get company seals later on once you unlock Grand Company. Alright, we're back again with the next thing in the list. Remember I was telling you earlier about how the main scenario quests, sometimes they'll be red. Now, this is one of those instances. Now, this is not because I was too low level. This is also another thing that you're going to run into. It's gear level. Now, this guy is telling me that I cannot proceed with the next part until I have my head body, hands, legs, and feet with gear of item level 5 or above. So I've already gone and gotten all that. I did not put all of it on just yet, just because I wanted to show you guys that. Now, go ahead and put my level 5 headgear on, and boom, he turns green. So I can go ahead and turn the quest in. Now you'll see quests like this throughout the game. You will run into where they're red because you're not high enough level, or they're red because you haven't met some other requirement. So you gotta figure out what the requirement is, and then you've gotta meet that requirement. You'll be able to move on with the quest line. Now that is true of both main scenario quests and regular side quests. So that's one good thing to watch out for. And as far as where you're going with the storyline, you really want to stick with it. I mean, you can tell now I'm already level 9. All I've been doing is doing main scenario quest, my class quest, which I told you earlier in the previous video that you're going to want to do, and I've also said it in this video, and then I've been doing fates. Literally just killing stuff on my way through areas, doing fates through areas, and running main scenario and class quests. And I'm already level 9, working on level 10. And I've only been playing for a little while now. So as far as this goes, it's a good way to get yourself leveled up early on. Now, I have been using an item that I got because of the fact that I have invited people to play. If you have invited someone, or if you have been invited to play by a friend, you will get a friendship circlet. This is a great little thing to have because it increases your experience earned by 20% all the way to level 25. So anytime you're playing a class that you're lower than level 25, you'll be able to put this on, gain extra experience. And this works with all of your classes. If you want to level Conjurer, if you want to level Marauder, if you want to level anything else besides what you start as, you'll be able to put this back on and continue using it. So you could level all of your classes up to level 25 with the extra 20% earned. And it is a great little thing to have. If you don't have anyone to invite you, then you'll have to get that extra 20% through other means such as fates or whatever. Now, you can grind out experience easily enough in this game. I will be going over some other methods for gaining experience as I go along. Now, they will open up around level 15, the other methods that I'm talking about. So I will show you those once we get to that point. That will be in the next video. I am only going to be showing you up to level 10 in this video. Once we get to level 10, it starts to change the way things work. You won't be able to just run around and kill stuff for experience. You'll have to be doing quests, you'll have to be doing other things, and you have to stick to that main storyline. If you don't stick to those main scenario quests, you will not be gaining XP as fast as you can. It is a great quest line for boosting your experience beyond what you'd get normally. Just running around doing dungeons or fates or killing stuff or regular side quests is not going to be nearly as helpful towards your experience and your level gain as doing the main scenario quests and your class quests. Those two things are going to be the biggest boost to your leveling, so make sure you take care of those. Even if you're doing other stuff along the sidelines, make sure you're taking care of those for your level. Like I said, every 5 levels on class quests, and every chance you get to do a main scenario quest. They will cap out at a point where you'll have to sit there and level up a little bit before you'll be able to continue on, unless you're leveling along with them. So just stay steady and consistent, and we're going to go ahead and jump to the next part again. Alright, before I continue on any further with the storyline quest, I will go ahead and let you guys know one last thing. Since I am level 10, I'm going to go ahead and get to the end of this video. Now, once you hit level 10, as you can see, I've got here in my attributes window 3 bonus points. Now, this is something that you want to be able to figure out where you're going to need it before you spend them, because you have to wait till you're in a Grand Company and get Grand Company seals to pay for an item to reset these later. If you don't like where they're at, you're going to have to wait. So figure out what you're going to need and spend them there. Once you hit level 10, you get your first 3 bonus points, and you can spend them in anything you want. Now, it's going to depend on what you're playing as, whether you're playing as a healer, or a DPS, or a tank, where you're going to want to put them. Now, if you hover over top of it, it tells you what they do. Magic potency, magic healing magic potency, affects maximum MP, HP, damage dealt, so on and so forth. And it actually gives you what classes would use those the most. Now, as far as what you're going to want to use, like I said, it depends on the class you're playing as and the role you're going to be playing. But this is something you get at level 10, and you can tell that I haven't been playing too long, and I'm already level 10, and that's because, like I told you, it's just following through with some of the basic stuff to get experience. I have a huge chunk of my gladiator hunting log completed already. I've only got to find these antling soldiers and some dusty mongrels, and this is completed for rank 1, and that'll be another 2,500 experience towards my leveling. Now, I've been doing the hunting logs, main scenario, which you can see I'm in the middle of about to start another part of that now, and I've been doing fates, my class quests, and everything else. I'm actually going to put this on hold right now, not just for the fact that I'm sitting here talking to you about the fact that I'm level 10 and how to get here and what to do once you're there and all that. I am actually level 10 now, so that means I am ready for my next class quest. So I'm going to do my level 10 class quest, and then come back and continue this storyline, and then I'm going to continue on with the videos. As I go through leveling and running storyline and everything else, I will keep updating the videos, but at this point, this is going to be the end of the 1 to 10 video, because I am now level 10, and there's not much more to show you between 1 and 10. It's really just explaining how the Aetherites work, explaining how the questing works, the fact that you can go talk to the people about being a new player and being able to get in touch with other new players and mentors back at the Adventurers Guild. There's the fates and the basic stuff that you're going to need to know about your class and everything as you level up. These things are important between 1 and 10. Once you get to this point, though, once you're level 10, the things that are important start to change. It's no longer important about knowing exactly where to go for the lower level fates. It's not exactly about knowing where to go for Adventurers Guild and all that, because by this point, once you're level 10, it starts sending you to these places that you need to go automatically. You're not going to have to know where to go yourself. They're going to tell you where you need to go, and then you can follow your own path to get there. If you have a main scenario quest that tells you to go to the Adventurers Guild and talk to somebody there, then you can go off and do side quests and everything else and gain a couple levels before you do that if you want. But try and stay around where you're at. Don't get up to like level 20 when you're still doing level 10 class quests and level 10 main scenario quests and things like that. You want to stay right at your level with those quests. So from this point forward, up till this point you could do whatever you wanted to get to level 10. The main scenario quests and everything are helpful for getting to this point, but from level 10 on, you want to do the main scenario quests as they're available to you. If you're level 10 and the next scenario quest is level 12, go out, run some fates, do whatever that you need to do to get yourself up to level 12, and then move on to the next one. Or, if possible, get up to a level or two higher, because then you can do more of the main scenario at once, because every couple of quests, that level that you need to be is going to go up. You're not going to be able to stay steady with it constantly unless you're constantly leveling. Now, next video I put out in this series is going to show you some better ways to get experience from level 15 on. From level 10 to 15, you're pretty much just going to be sticking to your class quests at level 10 and 15, your main scenario quests from here to there, and any side quests or fates or anything else that you come across that you want to run. So I would suggest doing some side quests. You don't have to accept them. You can pull them up, see what they give you as rewards. If it looks like it's worth it, go for it. If it doesn't look like it's worth it, find another side quest to do. It's not going to hurt you to skip side quests. I haven't done a single side quest up until this point, and I'm level 10 already. So where you start seeing the actual benefit from doing side quests is if you're solo leveling up at the higher levels. Once you get up to level 30 and above, you're going to want to be doing side quests if you're solo leveling. If you've got friends by that point, or if you've got friends already who are helping you out, then you'll be able to go in and do those side quests or missions or anything else that you want to do easy enough. You can just blast them out. Or, since you've already got a group, you can be running dungeons, or you can be doing other things. So, I mean, there's a lot of different options for you, and we'll go over more of them in the next video. For right now, we're going to go ahead and end this video, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.